Okay guys, welcome to this video looking at the Core 1 5-a-day maths from the CorbettMaths website, okay, and it's looking at explicitly Core 1 maths, so it's looking at AS level maths, okay, and GCSE further maths. So this video is appropriate for Year 12 students and even Year 13 students as well. As ever guys, feel free to obviously pause the video, try and attempt each of the questions, and then come back and press play and check your answers, okay, and feel free to make any notes on any parts you weren't sure how to do. So this is the first question guys. Given that y is equal to 8x cubed plus 3 minus 2x to the half, where x is bigger than 0, so that's our condition, find dy by dx. So this is differentiating it, okay. So the way it works is I do 3 times 8, which is 24, okay, so, and then I subtract 1 from the power, so it goes to x squared. Okay, so the power comes down as a multiplier, and then the power goes down by 1, okay, or comes down by 1. Plus 3 differentiates to 0, okay, I'll just put that in there, and then we'll get rid of it, okay, and then differentiating minus 2x to the half, so minus 2 times a half goes to 1, okay, so it's minus x, okay, and then a half take away 1 is minus a half. Okay, so writing this out fully, I get 24x squared, okay, minus x to the minus half, okay. Now I could write minus x to the minus half as minus 1 over the square root of x. That would also be plausible, okay. So at this stage here, like, examiners will allow you to write it however you see fit, okay. So 24x squared, okay, and then that'll be your negative reciprocal, okay, so minus 1 over the square root of x, yeah, because remember that x to the power of a half, guys, means the square root of x. The negative index, it flips it, and then I change it to the power of a half, okay, and that's my final answer, okay. Either one of those answers is appropriate and acceptable, and it will get you the full marks, okay, in the exam or in the test. Question number 2, find where the line 7y equals 3x plus 10 meets the x-axis. Well, the x-axis, okay, is when y is equal to 0. So the x-axis is just the line y equals 0. So I substitute in y equals 0 into my equation of my line. 7 times 0 is 0, so 0 is equal to 3x plus 10. So I've now got a linear equation that I can now solve, okay, taking away 10 on both sides and then dividing by 3, okay, gets you x on its own. So 0 take away 10 is minus 10. So minus 10 is equal to 3x. Dividing both sides by 3, we get that minus 10 thirds, okay, is equal to x, okay. So it meets the x-axis at minus 10 thirds, okay. If you want the full set of coordinates, it would be minus 10 thirds and then 0, okay, if you're interested in the full set of coordinates, okay, and then 0, okay. Let's just delete that y so we can see it a bit easier. So x-axis is the line y equals 0, okay, and that's my answer for question number 2, okay. Question number 3, guys. Given that f of x equals 1 over x, sketch the graph of y equals minus f of x. Well, 1 over x here, okay, looks like this, yes, so it's a rough sketch, okay. It's what I call an asymptote to the x and y axes. What that means is it never meets or touches or intersects the y axis and the x axis, because if I set y equal to 0, I can't, or if I set f of x equal to 0, I can't solve 1 over x equals 0, okay. And similarly, if x was equal to 0, 1 divided by 0 is undefined. So these are what I call the asymptotes, yeah, if you're interested. So it's called an asymptote. So it has a horizontal and a vertical asymptote. Okay, so it might be like a new terminology here that you might not come across. It just means that it doesn't touch or cross or intersect, okay, the x and y axes. Okay, now come back to the question. Minus f of x is just a reflection in the y axis. So reflecting this, so it's going to go here like that, and then reflecting this, it's going to go here. Okay, so the one in purple is minus f of x, and the one in red, okay, is f of x. Okay, just to be very clear. Okay, although I haven't actually sketched it very well, but yeah, it's a curve. Okay, so it looks something like that. Okay. Question number 4. Donald saves some of his pocket money each week. He saves 10p in week 1, 16p in week 2, 22p in week 3, and so on for 40 weeks. Okay, so find the amount he saves in week 40. So this is what I call an arithmetic progression, yeah, an arithmetic sequence. It goes up in sixes, so it's going to be 6n. Okay, when n is 1, 6 times 1 is 6, plus 4, and I get 10p. Okay, so this is my nth term. Okay, so if I label this as, let's say, pn, okay, so this is what I call my arithmetic progression. Now, week 40, I will just sub in n equals 40, so p of 40, okay, would equal 6 lots of 40 plus 4. Well, 6 times 40 is 240, plus the 4 is 244. Okay, so my answer would be 244. So that's my last term. Okay, pence, or if you're interested, it would be £2.44. Okay, so I'll probably write it out as £2.44 in week 40. Okay, now the last part, calculate his total savings over the 40 weeks. Now that just means, okay, that I'm going to be using the sum to end terms of a arithmetic progression. So the way I remember it, so the s of 40, so the sum to end terms, so sum of 40, okay, is equal to 40 brackets, and then it's the first term plus the last term, so it's 10 plus 244, okay, leaving our answer in pence, and then we'll change it. Okay, so the first term plus the last term, okay, in my sequence, divided by 2, okay, and then I'll just obviously enter this in my calculator, because at A-level maths, they allow you to use your calculators. Okay, 10 plus 244 is 254. 254 divided by 2, well, that's going to be 127, okay, because 150 divided by 2 is 125, and then half of 4 is going to be equal to 2, yes, so I am right. Okay, and then multiply that by 40. Remember that your answer is in pence, okay. So working this out, okay, I'm going to have on my calculator, so I'm going to have 127 multiplied by 40. The answer is in pence, so it's 5,080 pence. Okay, converting that back into pounds and pence, you divide it by 100 from pence to pounds, so it's £50 and 80 pence. Okay, so Donald saves a total of £50 and 80 pence over the period of the 40 weeks, okay, based on his saving progression. Okay, so he starts off with 10p, then 16p, then 22p, okay, then 28p, then 34p, etc., etc. Okay, Right guys, that's the end of today's short, sharp video. I sincerely hope you found it useful. I hope you found it informative. If you did, please press like. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. And lastly, please click that bell icon so you are notified of my uploads for the AS level pure maths and A2 level pure maths. Okay, but that's it for me today guys. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you all inside the next video. Okay, bye bye for now.